Now, I was wondering how to make the tail, how to make this kind of a bone things, the bone armor on the tail, as well as here, by the way. We should kind of revise it at some point, but let's talk on the tail. So for the tail, I'm thinking of doing something like, let me see, like this or like this. You see here how there are like some kind of tiles that are like put over the tail, and it looks like basically like an armor, which I think will be appropriate here. Let's try to do it. So I'm selecting the tail, I'll go to it, and now I will make a mask here, mask here. Since I have kind of barely put those together, I can, you know, I can use them to make those masks in the right place. Here we'll have also a mask, most likely, in here. And then the masks over there, okay. There will be a little more like, let's see, one will be here. The other one will be here. And that's what we need. I mean, we don't need more. And now what we can do with this? Of course, we can move with the topology brush or with the move brush and just move them like this. So they can go one over the other, like tiles on a roof, for example. If you know how the tiles on the roof were back in the days, I don't know now if they make it with tiles or with some modern materials, I'm not sure. And I don't know if they are called tiles even, but I call them tiles since I don't know any other word for that. So let's do this. And then we will go like chaotic and just, okay, I have something now, which is good, but I need to make it better. So now what I want to do is maybe Dynamesh at higher resolution. Let's try 80. Okay, 80 is good for now. And we'll try with the damp standard brush and pushing with damp standard and smoothing around. We'll try to adjust this. And I think it would be nice. So I'm just using the damp standard brush right now. Just making the ends of this bone thing. If it's a bone thing, but I think it's some kind of a bony surface. I imagine it like that. Almost like the snakes. The snakes has this kind of a hard surface on their bellies, because they're rubbing their bellies on the floor, on the ground all the time, and this is protecting them. But by the way, the snakes also has all over their bodies, they have this kind of snake skin, which is hard. But on the bellies, I think they are smaller scales, and they're basically like this. At least that's how I imagine it. You know, when you're imagining something and you're making it in 3D, sometimes the truth is not exactly like that. Sometimes when you kind of go over your laziness and find some references and try to replicate them, it turns out that your imaginative thing of the world was not exactly correct. Sometimes this happens. But whatever. By the way, you see the tail now. We see only the tail. We don't see anything else. Just the tail here on the concept. And you see how it has some kind of a blemishes, some stuff. So it's kind of textured. So we have to try to do something like this at some point when we kind of are finishing our model. But this maybe even after we pose it, because this tail definitely should be posed, because now it's in combination with the tail of the horse, and it's not looking quite correct. It's not looking quite good. So we probably should fix that. And we will, definitely. But here I may or may not just put something like this. Just a few lines, just to make it more interesting. And those lines I always sharpen at the end. So here, and they don't just finish, they finish sharp. And this looks a bit more interesting when we finish them sharp. And here, by the way, the tail is kind of, you know, it makes this sharp angle. But if we put kind of this thing there, it could be better, but not like this. I don't like this. Maybe it should go down more like this. I don't know, I'm just testing the waters here, like always. I always do that. Testing, testing, testing. Alright. This is the back part. We cannot smash this as I did here, since it's hard. I mean, this is hard tiles, so we cannot smash them like I did it. We have to be more careful with that. So I will inflate also this. And I will try to make it flatter, because they were going a little bit inward, which is absolutely a no-no in this case. It looks awful. Let me show you. This, when it goes inward like this, it doesn't look good. That's why I wanted to go a little bit more outward. Alright. And yeah, let's see the tail now. It's looking a bit better. It's looking a bit more finished. Although in the bottom part here, it could be flatter, since, yeah, it's touching the floor. It doesn't need to have that much detail there. It's good, here it's good, here is fine, although we might need to make it a bit more interesting in here. And we will. We definitely will. Of course, we will need, again, more geometry for this purpose. Otherwise, it will be impossible to do so. And with more geometry comes, with great geometry comes great responsibility. That's why I don't like to put too much geometry on my models, at least in the beginning. And at some point, when we kind of disable symmetry and start working, we can put more. But in this case, we have to put more now, because when we disable the symmetry and start working with those blemishes and other stuff, it will be more difficult to remake those tiles or to make them better, since we will not have symmetry. Basically, that's the point. Symmetry is not a bad thing. In the beginning, at some point, if we disable symmetry and start working on the model better, it will be nicer. So I will inflate here and then flatten, just to see if I can make it work better. Let's see this part. Yeah, it's kind of thick, but I think we are basically okay here. We have it. Now, maybe we can go to the gloves, or no, let's make the belt. And in any case, we are not finished with the tail. We're not finished with almost anything just yet. Everything is in some kind of a stage, and we need to fix it. We need to fix almost everything, although you can basically work with this even now without the gloves. Of course, gloves are not okay, and the pike, but the rest is kind of okay. we can do it. We can do symmetry, not symmetry, we can do the pose, we can do everything, and we can render it, and it can work. But if we put a little bit more time to make those blemishes here, to make some kind of things on his front and some other issues, if we fix, maybe it could be a lot better. And then if it's better, it will be better for everybody. I will push this, by the way, this back, the belt, and then I will push his belly also back, because otherwise it touches the horse a lot. And here also I will push it a bit upward, so it doesn't touch the hair of the horse that much. I'm saying horse hair, yeah. Even if it's not horse hair, I imagine that horse has a hair. It's a mohawk in this case, because this horse is a badass. He has a mohawk, and in this he kind of resembles my character of the course of the punk girl or cyberpunk girl course, which is a stylized character. This one is also a highly stylized character. The other one was not highly stylized, it was just stylized. This one is highly stylized, and it's even cartoon character. That's why I named it cartoon character course, because I think it's a cartoon character course. Basically, that's the reason behind my decision to name it like that. And I hope that you agree with me that this is a cartoon character, basically. Okay, this will leave it for now. Let's make the belt. Now, the belt is a little bit curvy here and there, so I will try to make it better, like this. Maybe in the front he will have some kind of a belt buckle or something, but we don't see that. So, not sure if we have to do this. Maybe we can do this, but we'll see. We'll see if I will remember it. If I'll remember to do it. Now, I can go ahead, insert, click, and then shift, and then go up. This thickness will be nice. And then here, I will alt click, and then click and shift and drag. And I will make the same thickness here. Then again, I will go with polygroup, polyloop, and I will click them both. But before I do that, I need thickness. So first I will go extrude all polygons inward, flip it, and then I will go polygroup, polyloop, click, click. Now, of course, as you know, we will do extrude, extrude, polygroup all, and we'll extrude this a bit, and then we are kind of ready with our what is this? This is a belt. Sometimes I forget very basic words in English, but this is a belt, we know that. But yes, everything is cool. Belt. I can make it a bit thicker in the back area. Yes, and probably this thing here should go down a bit to go just below this belt. This could go a little bit like this, smooth it. And we are slowly but surely getting there. Where, you will ask? To finish our character. But, you know, it's not about finishing it. Sometimes it's about the journey. And the journey is pretty nice. So don't be very fast to finish this character. Just work on it. And working on it will give you experience that you will... it will be difficult to get. So when you're doing a course, especially this good course... yeah, thank you. And you have to enjoy it, and you have to kind of put more time into it. Whatever time you put into this kind of course, to just adjust some things, to make them look better, like I'm doing now, just making sure that those plates are not exactly over each other. I will make sure that this is going a bit backwards. This here. And stuff like this. When we do that, when we spend the time, then in the next project that we do, it will be much easier for us. Because we already know the steps and we just have to follow them. Which, by the way, is what most people want. They want to have a rule book just to follow it. This is easier. If you have to kind of decide what your rules are by yourself, it's a little bit harder. So many people don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. This is not their thing. I'll inflate this a bit here, here, here. By the way, now I want to do this. I want to go for apply and then select only this part and make it maybe black, or select only this, remove it. Let me just go. I cannot change my brush. Okay. Hopefully it's selected. Yes. Now go to the other. Not go to the other, but you see what I did here. I Control Shift selected this, then Control Shift drag to select inverse selection, and then I just press C to check this dark color here, and then I will just fill object, and we should be okay. And now we have this armor with darker parts and lighter parts, and it looks better. Yes, good. Maybe we can do this also on this part. So select this. By the way, we should apply the subdivisions. Select this, fill object, and then like this. Yes, exactly. Also the same for the upper part of the helm, this one. So apply, select this, reverse selection, fill object here, and it should be alright. Yeah, it's not very visible there, but whatever. Okay, now what we need to do else? Yeah, the thing that's kind of visible the most, that it's not finished, are the gloves and the pike. So let's concentrate on the gloves for a bit here, but maybe in the next video. This video will be short, just a little bit on the tail, a little bit on some other things, and this video will be over, and we'll continue with the gloves in the next one. Bye for now.